Hello everyone, my name is Rajesh Kumar and I'm your DevOps SRE DevSecOps coach. I have close to 18 plus years of experience working in multiple MNCs around the globe and having in-depth knowledge of DevOps, SRE and DevSecOps. So I would like to introduce you one certification program in a DevOps, and that is we call it DevOps Certified Professional. Now this is a 2 months of program, 25 tools of DevOps you will learn, and apart from that you will also get the access to the LMS, lifetime access to the videos portal. It's a certification program, and you will have 25 assignments and 2 projects along with it. It's a completely weekend program, so here you have classes on Saturday and Sunday. So as part of this course, you will learn multiple things. Here you see that you will learn Linux, AWS, Docker, Jira, Confluence, Python, Git with GitHub, SonarQube, Maven, Gradle, Packer, Artifactory, Selenium, JMeter, Ansible, Kubernetes, Helm, Terraform, Jenkins, Datadog, Splunk, and Neuralink. Now, how do we, apply for this? So how can you reach out to us? So you have a WhatsApp number and email ID. So please reach out to us, and we'll help you to onboard this program. Apart from this DevOps certified professional programs, we are offering other certifications as well in a DevSecOps, SRE, and one of the very comprehensive programs which we have is in Master in DevOps Engineering. Yeah, so feel free to get in touch with us and then enroll for it. Thank you.
Let me disable that options. Go to jobs, configuration, build triggers, disable this. This is the option I'm talking about. Okay. So here this you can trigger through remote also. So how do you do that? So here I click on it. Okay. Now there's a good amount of changes keep happening. So this is a pretty huge job actually. Okay. But right now don't get lost here. What I would suggest, just copy this, and over the period of time lots of changes happening in this, so I have documented everything. But here just follow this one. So you have to carefully create this one. So let me show you here. So this is my username and this is my token. Okay, not a password. So token, how do we get in Jenkins? So Jenkins also you can get a token using Rajesh here, configuration, and somewhere here API token, add a token. This is for command and generate this token, and this token is generated. I'll copy carefully, and now I will not sure why it's not copied at all. So here I copied very carefully, and now this IP address and job has to be changed. It's a pattern, okay? So let me take this IP address from here, and job has to be, let me save this guy, and job has to be, let's say, test. So there's a pattern in the test also, job test. Okay, so I'll delete everything. This is a directory it was, and delete all this thing, directory and job and all. So this one, so job test, this is the has to be there. If you look at this, can you see the, copy this command and see that pattern? See here, build delay 0 seconds. So this is there. So now this is the command, okay, and test, you see the build number only one is there. Now I will call it out through one time, second time, third time. See that build, refresh. See, 3 times. First time I build it later of earlier, 2, 3, 4 now. Understood? All of you? Hello?
Yes, you got it.
I'm audible, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So that is the one more options. So this way you can do that also. Now there is one more option available. Using that you can trigger the job. Trigger this job means the current job if other jobs are triggered somehow. Okay, this we call it build after other projects are built. So this you can find under, let's say, let me disable this option first. Trigger here. See here. Trigger this job after other projects are built. So I just enable this one and I will say which job. Do you have any job? I forgot compile. Oh, sonar, right. So here sonar I said it. So that means this job, which is the test job, will trigger if scan is triggered. Okay. So that is a conditioned. And you see here refresh. Upstream project got scanned. So right now you see the last build which I have it 4 number. Number 4, build number 4. So now go to the dashboard and now if I trigger this one, you see that I'm just triggering the scan. Okay, so I just trigger scan is in progress. And now if you go a little bit later, let the scan get completed. And you see that scan is completed. Now refresh. See, test is also done. See, build number 5. It is empty job, so that is taking less time. See the 5. Okay, so this is a one more options which you have. You should explore. Okay, now these two is very special one. Okay, and I want you to focus here. Okay, I want you to try it out offline also. Okay, so what exactly he's saying, second one is for the Bitbucket, first one is the GitHub. So GitHub you know that very well now. Bitbucket you don't need to try. So here what we are saying, trigger a job, the Jenkins job, if there is a push into GitHub. Okay, push into the GitHub and aka GitHub hook trigger for SCM poolings. So I don't know whether you understood or not. Let me try to simplify this one. So here MS Paint. This is a Jenkins, okay, and this is your GitHub. So this is Jenkins, this is the GitHub, and this is your laptop, and this is you. Okay, this is you. Now when you commit this, okay, but when you push this code travel from here to here, correct? Agree with me? Agree with me? Hello? Hello?
Can you please repeat again?
See, when you commit the code in Git, it stays in the repository only, laptop. This is your laptop. But when
Yeah,
you push the code, it goes to the GitHub, correct?
yeah, correct.
So the scenario was trigger the Jenkins job when there is a push happened in the GitHub. So here, when you push it, who realize that push has happened or not? GitHub. So
Yeah.
GitHub, that when you push this code, then GitHub should trigger this. Mind it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
here you have to use the GitHub webhooks. Okay. So conceptually, you will not get triggered by this job, will not be get triggered by any ways but GitHub. Okay, so this is something, the option which is called trigger a job when there is a push into GitHub, aka GitHub hooks trigger for Git SCM pooling. Now this option is available here, but it will not work in a straightforward manner. Okay, straightforward, if you click, it will not work. For example, go to the trigger, and here this option is there in this place here. Okay, but it will not work. You have to configure a few things additionally. So what are the things you have to configure? So click on this tutorial and it will help you. So now first thing, see this, I have explained you the same thing. Now first thing, install the GitHub Jenkins plugin. So you know this earlier this plugin was not coming actually by default in a Jenkins. Nowadays is coming actually. I saw that from last 1 year is coming. So probably you just validate, but you don't have to install it because it's already installed. Now what you need to do? you need to configure the GitHub plugin with GitHub accounts and take token. This is a spelling mistake, I'll correct it. Token. So GitHub accounts and token, you have to do that. So where do you configure? I taught you the place where you have to configure. You go to the manage Jenkins, configure system, locate GitHub and add a server, and then URL and credential, which is a test connection. So all these things you have to do. And after that, token, how do you get it? You know that. After this, configure Jenkins job. This is where the Jenkins you have to come, and here you have to select this option where you have to give the GitHub repository, and here you have to enable this option, the one which you can see in the image. Okay, and this is done. So see here, one option, two options, and three options you have to do. And now this is important. Most of people are stuck in this only. So configure the webhook on GitHub. So you have to go to that repository where you are having. So for example, let's say this is the repository. So go to the setting, and here you have a webhook somewhere. See here. So this you have to configure it. I configured it from the old. Okay. So this you have to configure it and follow this one. The screenshot you have it here. So you'll give this is the Jenkins URL, port number, and this is important. Okay, this has to be fixed. This is the API, you can say API URL. So this has to be given as it is image, and after that this command, you know that how to commit and push. Correct? All of you?
Yeah.
So this you have to do that. So now that is the one option. Now guys, there is a seventh method which you say trigger another job after this job. So what to do? So in that case, let's put it up in this way. Let me show you. There is a one job I'm creating. Job 1, freestyle, click OK and save it. It's a fake job. There's one more job, I'll create it. Job 2, freestyle, click OK, save it. So here there are two jobs. What I want, job 1 should call the job 2. That is what I want actually. So how do you do that? So job 1, configurations, go to the post build actions here, and here you select this build other project. Okay, in recording will be there, in the tutorials also is there, and job 2. Save it, refresh, and you see downstream project. So now if I call the job 1, see job 1 and job 2 is not built, but if I call the job 1, which will be done immediately, and you see the job 2 also automatically will be called. Refresh, see that queue is there, job 2, done. So this is the options which is here. Now method 8 is Jenkins job using command line. Okay, command line is also used, though I use the API call actually. Jenkins is supported API, but yeah, you can do through the command line also. Now command line, for that, here you can go to the manage Jenkins, and here you see the command line somewhere downside here, Jenkins CLI. So here whatever you can do through the UI, you can also do through the command line. So this is a jar file you need it, and this is the location, and these all are commands. Okay, these all are commands which you can try it out. But right now commands don't try, because this is only used for the automation. Nowadays everything is API, so command might not help you, but at least you try and know about, okay, everything. See here, this command will trigger a build from the command line. So here instead of help, we pass a build, and see here, this is the pattern. This is the utility, server, build command, job, and the job name, if you give it with some parameter, it will work. Make sense, all of you?
If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopsschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.